Hi, it's Pastor James here, just bringing you the Harleman Minute, what's going on with Mars Hill Church here in North Seattle as part of the Lake City campus. Here with my good friend John Rogers, one of our deacons, our head coach of community groups, and I wanted to bring him along just to spotlight community groups. We have stuff going on this week here at the campus, like our midweek service core gathering. We'll be meeting Wednesday at 7 o'clock just to continue to learn and grow and plan what's going to be our midweek church service. You can find more information about that on the website, but community groups is our main topic for this week. So I was hoping, John, you could tell us, why don't you just tell us a little bit about, tell them about yourself.
Right. I'm wearing like 5 or 6 different hats right now, literally. Not quite. So, trying to get the whole husband thing figured out, father thing figured out, full-time graduate student thing figured out, being a soldier, keeping the momentum of our community group reset going, and then leading a community group itself. I guess you could throw in men's training and men's morning prayer, so trying not to take too busy.
Tell me about, so you're not just in charge of community groups in general, you do a group yourself. Right. Tell me a little bit about the rhythms of your group. Why rhythms versus just meeting once a week?
Right. Well, I think we need to look at the gospel first and foremost. We don't just look at community and say, hey, what works? We go, what is the gospel? What has it called us to? Gospel is the story, the good news of God redeeming His created world, His chosen people, through the work of Jesus Christ. And as I look at that, I see that we're called by the cross to community, to be the new creation, to grow in that new creation. So some of the rhythms we do to grow and transform in the gospel is, first we get together, we discuss the scriptures. Other nights we'll have meals together as God's family. We will pray for each other to support each other's burdens and praises. And then finally we'll just have times of fellowship. God's people celebrate, they have joy in their life, and we take that out into the community.
So strategically partnering together to get out and engage the community, culture, hospitality, mercy.
The gospel does not sit in a living room. The gospel goes out, it demands, it calls, it gives us joy and fulfillment to go out. That's how we do it.
Right on. So is there anything in particular as you think through the life of doing community group, just some deep change you've seen in the life of the people in the group?
Yeah. Let me take that in 2 directions if I could. First, the gospel is for Christians too. It's not I come to know the gospel and I go on to other things. It's no, I am constantly called back to the cross. Nothing else. As we come to the cross, the gospel is for Christians, so as I'm brought back to the cross, as my wife has been brought back to the cross, other people in the group, we're seeing things like deep-seated issues, like failures of our parents, and how that keeps us from believing the cross fully. Like if I can't fully trust Dad or Mom, how can I fully trust my heavenly parent? Do I trust the goodness of the cross? In my own life, if I want to talk to some Jehovah's Witnesses, for example, about whether war is just, as opposed to whether Jesus is God, if I focus on that, why am I being threatened that war might be bad? It's because as a soldier, I might have sin to answer for. So am I fully trusting that even if that is sin, am I trusting the cross that I'm forgiven? So I'm growing, not just the other people in the group. And then the second thing, so the gospel is for Christians, the gospel is for non-Christians. We're seeing some of our friends come to the church for film and theology just to sit through a sermon, having a neighbor come over and asking us about spiritual stuff. So yeah, there's growth within, there's growth without.
Awesome. Yeah, sometimes we can get distracted from the main issue of Jesus and on a bunch of tangential arguments, which might be worth discussing as believers, but aren't the crux of the issue. Literally the crux of the issue, the cross.
That's where I had to repent.
Awesome. Well, thanks, man. If somebody's going to connect with you, where can they email you?
Yeah, the city, john.rogers@marshillchurch.org. Just hit me up. We'll get back in touch with you. Like to meet you.
Sweet. If you're interested in getting in a community group, he's our head coach. It's a good place to start. Or if you're a member interested in leading or hosting a community group, John's the first guy you can talk to get you on the right track. So we will see you next week. Thanks for listening.